Mine's on.
Mine's on. Oh,
Mine's still flashing.
mine flashed for a
Oh,
little.
there's
Yep.
another.
Oh, mine's on.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just talk into these, but I'm glad you watched the other one.
I had a hard time hearing. I was going,
Are they talking?
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. We need to approve the minutes from June. Do we have
I'll motion to approve the minutes from June 5th, 2025.
a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so I know a lot hasn't happened in the last little bit, and I do apologize for that. I have worked a little bit more on gathering up pictures and labeling them to eventually send them to our communications department to put them on our website. I've been trying to organize it and label on my end before I send it to them. I initially tried to send a few and asked for various categories that we had decided upon previously to be put on the website, and they asked that it not be done at all at once. They didn't want to put categories up there and not have anything within it, and they didn't want to have it piecemealed sent to them. So I've just been working on getting that all together so I can just send it, and it can be this finished, robust thing that they can put on there. So, and then I have worked a little bit on brainstorming on the oral history project, putting it on the website, but I have not finished it. Alex, is there any developments on historic homes?
Yeah, I think Kim was able to go to his neighbors and talk about it, but we were waiting for the new coins, right?
Yes.
Oh, we got them.
So we got these new
Amazing.
coins. Look how awesome these look. They're 3D. That's why Brooke sent them back. They looked flat before, but these look pretty
Wow.
amazing, I think.
That is awesome.
And so I think when I've talked to Kim, he's had a ton of health problems.
Yeah.
And so he really wants to be here when we present. So I said, let's push it off
Yep.
till October because we're not like in a rush. And he's gone to a lot of work to get those
Yeah,
families. So
Kim's been awesome, and other than that, I've just been waiting for these, and now that we have the actual, so do we have 50 of these then?
Yeah.
So now's the time to just get to work and going out, and I have a couple people in mind as well, but yeah, I definitely want Kim to be a part of it.
Yeah, so I guess the Sievers family, they have 4 different homes that he wants to present to, 4. And he talked to them and they were good with October.
Awesome.
So we'll kind of shoot for that and see
Okay.
if he's feeling better by then, so.
Okay, wonderful. And then, Alex, have you had an opportunity to think about how you want the historic homes on the website to be organized?
I haven't thought too much. I did talk to Tish about it, and I think, and it's up to you guys and your opinions too, but I think if we made it as simple as possible where, you know, we can show what these look like, we can show what a house that qualifies for it, and just have it be more visual than descriptive, and have it be just an easy Google Doc where they can fill out, hey, a committee member will come talk to you, and go from there. And I know Kim was really excited about that, to be able to send someone a link to the city site and say, hey, just fill this out if you're interested.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially just an online brochure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
that's great.
yeah, well, and would that be working with Brooke to get that updated on the site?
I think I can work with Nate.
Okay.
Nate can do that.
And I'm happy to meet with Nate too, just to say like what the committee wanted to get on there. But I think the simpler the better.
And then once they are given status on this list, then are we putting that on the website, or is that?
Sorry, repeat the question.
So once we recognize the Sievers family, then are you going to have them on the website with a picture of their home, or is it just going to be a list, or what do we want to do there?
Well, we talked about at the very least, listing the homes on the website. As far as a picture, I think we had talked about asking if they were comfortable with that.
Yeah, and I do think if you're wanting to get this from the city, like, you're probably gonna expect to have a picture taken of your home, but I remember Kim had an issue where the families didn't want to be in the picture.
Right.
And I think that was the last meeting, and so as long as they're okay with just their picture, and I think it'd be awesome to have, here's are the 10 houses we've recognized so far, or like the 10 houses that qualified, and then maybe it's just a recurring every city council meeting, take 30 seconds out to give that out, which I'm sure the council would love if it's someone in their district that they can be the one to hand it to them, or someone from the committee to hand it to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer to have the picture on there if we could.
Same.
Picture and address
Yes.
showing where their home is located.
Yes.
And maybe no other information, not
Yeah,
even their
we
name.
wouldn't need
Yeah, I
names.
wouldn't.
Just so we're
put-
not advertising where
It's like,
people
this is
live.
the historic home on, Sanborn Drive, which none of those homes are historic, but
Yeah, not yet.
not yet. give us 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, Sherry, have you had an opportunity to, I know we talked a little bit about putting a historic sign for the Withers Dairy Farm by the silo. Have you had an opportunity to think about that or to write that out?
No, sorry.
No,
Haven't-
you're fine.
I haven't even thought about that.
Okay.
So you want a historic sign over there by where the dairy used to be?
Yes,
Okay.
next to the silo. So, because
Oh, next to the silos. So like
Yes.
kind of like what they've been doing like at the Tithing Hill and different, like a plaque or,
correct, unlike the one that's just down here on the road, the big blue ones.
oh,
So
okay.
they have pictures and descriptions. They have another one over here in that playground that talks about the changes of this building and
Right.
whatnot. So
Right.
we're thinking about putting one over there to honor the history of that farm and the family and whatnot.
Okay.
Because the silo itself, the land it sits on, I believe is now city land, or at least it's leased to the cities. Somehow, we're able to put a sign there.
Right, okay. All right.
So you'd probably just mostly get whatever information you
Just
want on the site,
information
and then Brooke would be the one to
Right,
design it.
right.
But you can look at some others.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, yeah, because I've been to the Tithing Hill where they've got the plaque that talks about it, and down in the river bottoms where they've, by the old bridge and all that stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Okay, this is a quick meeting.
I know, this is really quick. Listen.
Was there anything else that anybody wanted to talk about?
Yes, I would like to talk about the Historic Preservation Commission here. In your last meeting, you talked about how we're really kind of low in numbers and everything, and maybe trying to generate some interest in the community for help. And I had a couple questions. Is it imperative that they have a project when they come on, or can they just come on and help us with our projects? We've got some pretty big projects going on that take I feel like, more than one person. Even with the historic homes, you've got homes all the way down into closer to Bluffdale, down Redwood Road, and different areas that, that other people might, if they live in that area, they might look at that and go, oh, what about this? And be able to help the people, if we've got the brochure online to fill out, or the form to fill out online, they can tell them, hey, you ought to go apply for this. So that was my question is, do they have to have a project?
No, they don't have to come with a
Okay.
project.
We need people, okay.
Anybody that wants to be on
And
this committee.
whatever they're interested in, if there's someone that's interested in historic homes and helping us map it out, absolutely, have them come help us. And same
Or
with
if
the oral
they have a
history,
different
right?
project, or if
Yeah,
they're,
different ideas for projects, but
Well, even the history book that's going to take more than one person. When I talked to Scott Hill, Scott Crump, sorry.
right? That works.
Scott Crump. Yeah, when I talked to him, I knew I was in over my head. So, and then when I talked to Jeff, I mean, he usually writes books. He's written like about 3, but he has a partner that he writes with. And like I said, they're in this contract, a book deal that they have to complete first. And so he says it's a couple years, but I told him, I says, maybe in the meantime, we can be, take a thumb drive and go get newspaper clippings and put them on the thumb drive for you. And he said that would be helpful. And so, I mean, I think there's things that we can do in the meantime to progress that along, but it's definitely not a one-person job.
Right.
So, and maybe, so my thought was this, Facebook. We have a neighborhood Facebook thing where, everybody's kind of on there, Riverton Ranch Facebook page. Maybe we could put a little advertisement on there, say, hey, we need people. These are some of our projects. If you have an interest in helping in any of these projects, apply, and maybe have the link for them to apply. Would you think that way?
Do you want
Well,
me to
it'd
send
be-
the link?
Yeah,
It's just on our,
it's just
on our
on the
website.
website,
They
yeah.
just fill out that form, and then
Right.
the mayor will call them up and
Right.
interview them.
So, I mean, it's just what I just did, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The process
I know
then.
the process. But see, like even my mom's subdivision, she lives up on 2700 West, off of 2700 West. It was one of the first subdivisions to go into Riverton. I mean, the very first was, and by Bangerter. It's not quite right by Bangerter. There's another subdivision by Bangerter between them, but they're the older one. And I know they have a Facebook thing too, and, I could ask my sister to put something in that, put the same information on that. Maybe we can get some word out to the residents and generate some interest. Maybe there's people who want to. And I think having the projects that we're doing, that, they'll say, oh, I really want to help with oral histories, or I really want to help find these homes, then they can come in with the interest that they have.
yeah, absolutely. There have been a couple of people who have talked to me about ideas they've had, and I've essentially said, that's a great idea. Can you help us with that? Would you like to join the commission? And every time that's happened, the person said, yeah, that sounds okay, or that sounds great. And then after a little bit, I think they get scared of the time commitment. But there's no set
No, there's no.
time commitment. I mean, it's all volunteer. So I feel like sometimes people think that being on the commission means that they're going to have to, devote 12 hours a week or something to it, and that's not the case.
Right.
So I think that any interest in any availability that people have to help us would be great.
Yeah.
And also, people do not have to be members of the commission to help us.
Okay.
They have to be members of the commission to vote,
Okay.
and that's it, basically. But anyone can help us with any project for any amount of time that they want, whether they're on the commission or not.
Okay. So if they wanted to go over and help do oral histories, they could just go do that on their own, and then, find out we could give them a process of how to get it back to us, so we
Yeah.
can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Same with the houses. And I'm on the website right now, and I think it'd be cool if we can add, because we have meetings, commission members, commission membership application, contact, city code reference, but maybe we have projects as
Oh,
well. And we
okay.
say, this is what, like I can make a write-up of what the oral history project is and what historic home project is. And then from there, we can add, here's our home list that we have, here's the oral history project we've had recorded, so they can see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe we mention on the website, you don't have to be a member to volunteer for the committee and to help with these projects, because maybe that's the keys. Hey, you want to be involved here, like, we can use you to go find a house or find someone for the oral history, and, if that's all you want to do, great,
Yeah.
right?
And they might have them in their own neighborhood that they're
Yeah.
thinking, well, this house fits.
Yeah, or their own home, right? And then
Yeah, or
they're
their own
done,
home,
and
and-
that's it. And,
yeah.
But that would help us, so then they come to us instead of vice versa.
Or they might know residents that, that they would want to, oh, these people really need an oral history, but,
Yeah.
because they're a little bit older and,
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe, just have and maybe that's something we talk with Nate, Jamie, but if we can have a tab that says projects, and I'm happy to help make a write-up for the projects and what we want it to look like, but I think that'd be helpful, and
Yeah, to generate some interest. Yeah, that'd be good.
But I
Okay.
think the more places you could post it, I think that's how we get somebody interested, is just by word of
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
'Cause we have done ads, I've had our guys do ads, but we don't get any response, so.
could the committee do a write-up on like the monthly,
Oh.
maybe just
That
like
might be-
from the committee saying what we do? Because I know they do the mayor's message and like a message from a councilman every month. I'm happy to help write that up too.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about doing something like that in the past. And we probably should try to advertise a little bit on the city Facebook message that gets sent out.
Oh,
The last time that happened, we just generated anger. But I think it was how the invitation was worded. I think we could
Oh,
maybe
what
word it a little bit
happened?
different. So the way it was worded on the Facebook message was, come join the Historic Commission and help us preserve our historic buildings.
Oh,
And that struck a nerve with a lot of people because a lot of historic buildings have been
Removed.
removed.
so then people are just commenting.
You're like, well, what are you gonna restore?
Yeah, people
yeah, we
were
don't
like,
wanna
well, that'll
open
be
up
the easiest job in the world. You
Back on that.
literally do nothing because there's nothing left. That was basically the consensus. So I think if it was worded a little bit differently, to join the Historic Commission to preserve the history of Riverton and help us on our projects, like our
Years,
historic homes project, oral history, or something like that, to help people understand a little bit more what we would do, I think maybe we would have a little bit more success.
Well, and I
Right.
wonder if they did a post, that way you could grab it and
Yeah.
share it on
Yeah.
your different pages.
Right.
So I think I'll work on generating a new post that we can put out
Okay.
again. See if we can get, and then if everybody shares it on their
Right.
stuff, then maybe we'll
That's a good idea. Okay.
Very nice.
Okay, well, thank you. One of these days, I'm going to remember how to do
Okay,
this.
we just have to have a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn,
I motion.
second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
That's perfect.
Looks so good.
Short and
I
sweet.
know, it looks.
That is
cool.
really
Is that the-
fun.